Imagine discovering a machine so advanced that, for more than a century, experts struggled to believe it could be ancient. Not a weapon, not a statue, a machine. Hidden for nearly 2,000 years beneath the waters off a small Greek island lay an object unlike anything archaeologists had ever seen. At first glance, it looked like little more than a corroded lump of bronze recovered from an ancient shipwreck. But when researchers looked closer, they found something extraordinary. Tiny interlocking gears, intricate mechanical components. A level of engineering no one expected from the ancient world. Today, it is known as the Antikythera Mechanism, a device often described as the world's first known analog computer. And that's where the mystery begins, because it challenged what historians once believed about ancient technology. Its complexity wouldn't be seen again in surviving mechanical devices for well over 1,000 years. So who built it? Why was it created? And perhaps the biggest question of all, if the ancient Greeks possessed knowledge like this, what else has history forgotten? For more than a century, archaeologists, engineers, astronomers, and historians have searched for answers. Modern scans have revealed remarkable details hidden inside the mechanism, yet some of its greatest secrets remain unresolved. Because understanding what this extraordinary machine did is only the beginning. The real mystery is how an ancient civilization created a device that still leaves the modern world in awe. The story of the Antikythera Mechanism begins not in a museum, but at the bottom of the sea. In the spring of 1900, a group of Greek sponge divers searching the waters near the small island of Antikythera were forced underwater by rough weather. What they discovered by accident would become one of the greatest archaeological finds in history. Scattered across the seafloor lay the remains of an ancient Roman-era shipwreck. Bronze statues, marble sculptures, jewelry, coins, glassware. The ship had been carrying extraordinary treasures when it sank nearly 2,000 years earlier. Over the following months, divers recovered hundreds of artifacts from the wreck. At first, one small lump of heavily corroded bronze attracted almost no attention. It looked broken, ordinary, and far less impressive than the magnificent statues surrounding it. Then, something unexpected happened. As the corroded fragments slowly separated, researchers noticed tiny bronze gear teeth hidden inside. Not one gear. Dozens. No ancient geared mechanism like it had ever been discovered. At first, many experts struggled to understand what they were looking at. Some even questioned whether the gears truly belonged to the ancient shipwreck or had somehow become mixed with later objects. But as the evidence grew, that explanation became increasingly difficult to defend. The gears, the inscriptions, and the corrosion all pointed to the same remarkable conclusion: this machine really was ancient. And if that was true, history had just become far more complicated, because discovering the mechanism was only the first surprise. Understanding what it was actually designed to do would astonish researchers even more. Once researchers confirmed the mechanism was genuinely ancient, a far more difficult question emerged. What was it actually designed to do? For decades, the answer remained frustratingly out of reach. Much of the mechanism had been damaged by the sea, and many of its gears were broken or missing. Understanding its original purpose seemed almost impossible. Then, modern technology changed everything. Using high-resolution X-rays and advanced imaging techniques, researchers were finally able to look inside the corroded fragments without taking them apart. What they discovered was astonishing. More than 30 surviving bronze gears arranged in an intricate mechanical system unlike anything else known from the ancient world. But the gears weren't designed to tell time. They were built to model the movements of celestial bodies. Researchers concluded that turning a single handle could set dozens of gears in motion, allowing the mechanism to predict the positions of the sun and the moon, track the phases of the moon, predict eclipses, and follow astronomical cycles with remarkable precision. Some evidence also suggests it may have displayed the movements of the known planets, although parts of the mechanism are missing, and researchers continue to debate exactly how those displays worked. Suddenly, the purpose of the mysterious object became clear. This wasn't simply a collection of gears. It appears to have functioned as a mechanical model of the cosmos, a device so sophisticated that it is often described as the world's first known analog computer. But that extraordinary discovery created an even bigger mystery. If ancient Greek engineers and craftsmen could build a machine like this more than 2,000 years ago, why has no other surviving device of comparable complexity ever been found? And if this wasn't the first of its kind, what else has history lost? If the Antikythera mechanism revealed what the ancient Greeks understood, its construction revealed what they were capable of. Look closely at the surviving gears, and one detail immediately stands out: precision. Each bronze gear was carefully cut with fine, evenly spaced teeth, designed to mesh smoothly with the next. Even a small error could have affected the entire mechanism. The deeper researchers examined its construction, the more remarkable it became. Its design suggests it was far more than a simple device built by trial and error. Its construction suggests careful planning, advanced metalworking, and a deep understanding of mathematics and astronomy. Then came an even bigger surprise. No surviving mechanical device of comparable complexity is currently known for well over 1,000 years after the Antikythera mechanism. That doesn't mean technological progress stopped, but it does suggest this extraordinary level of geared engineering was exceptionally rare in the surviving archaeological record. And that raises another question. Who possessed the knowledge to build something so sophisticated for its era? Because understanding how the mechanism worked is one mystery. Understanding who created it? Maybe even more fascinating. As remarkable as the Antikythera mechanism is, its greatest mystery may be the people who created it. Who designed a machine this sophisticated more than 2,000 years ago? No inscription identifies its maker. No surviving document explains exactly how it was built. Even so, historians have uncovered important clues. Based on its design, inscriptions, and astronomical calculations, researchers believe the mechanism was developed by highly skilled Greek engineers drawing upon centuries of mathematical and astronomical knowledge. Some scholars have suggested possible connections to figures such as Archimedes or Hipparchus. But no direct evidence confirms who designed the mechanism, and that's what makes the mystery so compelling. History gives us part of the answer, but not all of it. The Antikythera mechanism wasn't the product of magic or lost civilizations. It was the achievement of remarkable human ingenuity and knowledge. Yet one question still remains. If ancient engineers were capable of creating a machine like this, why is no other surviving example known today? Perhaps the greatest mystery isn't who built the Antikythera mechanism, it's how much of their knowledge disappeared with time. Over the past century, the Antikythera mechanism has inspired countless theories. Some claimed it was evidence of a lost civilization. Others suggested knowledge far beyond what the ancient world should have possessed. But what does the evidence actually tell us? Decades of research, modern imaging, and detailed analysis have revealed a very different story. The inscriptions match the language and astronomical knowledge of the ancient Greek world. The craftsmanship is consistent with techniques known from the Hellenistic period. Modern studies have strengthened the case that the mechanism was created by exceptionally skilled human engineers. That doesn't make the discovery any less extraordinary. If anything, it makes it even more remarkable. Because the real achievement wasn't impossible technology. It was the extraordinary ingenuity of the people who built it. Even so, important questions remain. Was the Antikythera mechanism a one-of-a-kind invention? Or was it simply the only example that survived the passage of time? For now, the available archaeological evidence can't provide a definitive answer. And perhaps that's why the Antikythera mechanism continues to fascinate historians, engineers, and scientists more than 2,000 years after it was created. More than 2,000 years after it was created. The Antikythera mechanism still challenges the way we think about the ancient world. It reminds us that the history of technology isn't always a story of constant progress. Sometimes remarkable knowledge can be forgotten, only to be rediscovered centuries later. As researchers have uncovered more about this extraordinary machine, appreciation for the people who created it has continued to grow. Today, we understand far more about how the mechanism worked than we did a century ago. Yet some of its greatest mysteries remain. Was it a unique invention, or was it one of many remarkable machines that simply didn't survive? Perhaps we'll never know. But one thing is certain. The Antikythera mechanism is widely regarded as one of the greatest engineering achievements of the ancient world. Not because it rewrites history, but because it expands our understanding of what ancient civilizations were capable of achieving. Some mysteries disappear as evidence is uncovered. Others become even more fascinating. The Antikythera mechanism may have done both. If discoveries like this fascinate you, subscribe to Mystery Atlas, where history, archaeology, and mystery come together. Some discoveries change history. Others change the way we understand it. The Antikythera Mechanism may have done both.